All right, I'm Chris Savina with American Outdoor and Loot News. I'm here with Monty Long at XS Sights. We're going to talk about some of the new products that they came out with, and I got to tell you, you could see. Monty, tell me about this little baby.
Chris, good to see you again, man. So this is our DXT2 set. In this case, we've got an orange big dot up front. The DXT was our original sights. The DXT2 are an upgraded, enhanced version. Tritium front and rear, but we've gone to that nice bright orange front sight. So the DXT2 models, we've added colors versus our old white sights. Additionally, that front sight is also photoluminescent on top of the tritium. We can charge it with light if we want to. I don't know if it'll work very well in the camera, but I can hit it, picked up a little bit. So you can charge it, it'll hold that charge for a while. It gives you something that's a little easier to see on top of the tritium lamp, which is glowing all the time. Very, very fast sight picture, just dot the eye. Bullets are going to land somewhere under that orange dot up close, out to about 25 yards. At 25 yards, we'll be hitting at 12 o'clock top dead center. So just real fast sight picture. Got to start off behind the power curve, dealing in a defensive situation. So the faster I can see it, the better off I am.
And what's the difference between these two?
So the DXT2 big dot and the DXT2 standard dot are the same sight picture. It's just the size of the front sight. The standard dot's a little bit smaller. Some people find it a little easier to get more precision out of the standard dot than the big dot. Same concept, dot the eye, tritium both front and rear, and a photoluminescent ring surrounding the tritium lamp up front.
So somebody like me that has failing eyesight at an elderly age might go with the biggest sight.
Absolutely. It's even me at 44, my eyesight's still really good. Man, I like that big dot. If I'm having to, again, react to a problem, anything I can do to make it easier to see the sights and faster to see the sights, the faster I can begin to solve the problem. The big dot's just a lot easier to acquire coming out of the holster. So that's our F8
orange?
Yes, sir. That's our F8 sights. So when we finally started to drift away from making just the express sights and start trying to do some notch and post, that was the first thing we did. And again, we wanted to stay with the same concept that we've always used. Big front sights that are easy to see. So that's what we started with, was the F8s. So we've got a figure 8 sight picture with the tritium lamp. So one single dot at 6 o'clock on the back end, and then a dot in the middle of the orange ring up front. For daylight shooting, center the front sight in the notch, level across the top, just like you're used to with a conventional notch and post. Make a good trigger press. In low light or no light, if you got both dots stacked on top of each other, your sights are aligned, make a good trigger press and go to work.
Now we're moving down to the R3D orange, which is on a Revolver.
Yes, sir.
What if you have a steel sight already on there?
So the Kimber K6 comes with a set of sights. It comes with a set of white dot sights that are not bad, but they are white dot. They don't illuminate in extremely low light or no light situation. So these are the new R3Ds that we're making for the K6S. They should start shipping late April, early May. Sticking with the same concept of a 3-dot sight, but now we have tritium front and rear. In this case, it is a complete set of R3Ds. It's designed for the K6S to zero with 38 special plus Ps. We are also going to offer a front sight only for the K6S that'll be either an orange or green front with a tritium lamp, but the height is appropriate to zero correctly with full house 357 magnums. Those should start shipping late April, early May.
And all of these are new?
So the R3Ds we've had for a while, it's a new fit for the K6. This is a set of the R3Ds with a green front on a SIG 365. We've had them for a while. We still sell a lot of them. People really, really like them. Again, front sight that's easy to see, that allows you to pick it up fast on presentation from a holster. And
these are the same thing, but in orange and green?
Yes, sir.
And the standard green dot?
That's a standard dot green for the Taurus 856 or 605. Those are brand new. They should start shipping out in the next 2 weeks or so. It's just our normal standard dot front, tritium in the center, green ring surrounding it. It will be available with orange as well. It just gives you a much easier to see front sight than the factory one. The nice thing about the Taurus is they're holding a very tight tolerance on the pinhole. So ours are already drilled. You get it, drift the pin out, pull the old side out, put our side in, reinstall the pin.
That's nice and easy.
You're good to go. And you've got a front sight that's much bigger and easier to see.
Beautiful. Beautiful. And aside from this,
yes, sir,
you also teach shooting and to educators.
Yeah, so as we were talking about a few minutes ago, we're in Fort Worth, Texas, and the state of Texas offers what's called the Guardian program. If the school board will allow it, teachers can come in if they've got an LTC and go through license to carry and go through some enhanced training. They can carry a concealed firearm on school property. So one of the local training facilities, TAC Pro Shooting Center, my good friend Bill Davison owns it, runs it, and is a big believer in the Guardian program. I spend most of my weekends volunteering to help Bill teach teachers how to conceal carry on campus and be able to protect their students.
Okay.
To go through the Guardian program and to successfully graduate, they get 5 days on the square range doing basic pistol marksmanship, learning how to fight with a handgun, how to work with a teammate, how to shoot while moving. After they've successfully completed the 5 days on the range, their school winds up getting all of the teachers in the Guardian program get 2 days of force on force, preferably in their school. So working with Simunition FX rounds or ATK's force on force stuff, being able to be put into a scenario with live role players to negotiate the situation, whether that's depending on the scenario, the role player is willing to be compliant or not. It just kind of varies on the scenario. But they're getting that force on force, having to think on their feet, having to deal with a target that actually reacts. I mean, cardboard targets can be fun, steel targets can be fun, but they don't move and they don't react, right? Other than a steel target gives you a ding, it may fall over, but there's no real reaction. Force on force, you actually have live role players that react. So they get the 5 days of the flat range, they get the 2 days of force on force. They also get a day of unarmed self-defense, which is all a lot of exactly some Aikido, some Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu type stuff, and then they get a half a day of stop the bleed, emergency first aid. So
wow, that's pretty intense.
Gives
training.
them a great chance to get a good skill set to be able to protect their students.
And as we just saw in Tennessee, the law enforcement did respond in 14 minutes, which is pretty quick.
The Nashville guys got there as fast as they could. Once they got there, they went to work, and man, those guys did a phenomenal job. They did. You want to talk about, this is a film that we should use to show law enforcement how to respond. Man, the body camera from those two officers was great. Those guys were awesome.
They were on point.
The problem is they still had to get there.
14 minutes.
Exactly. And don't get me wrong, I'm not belittling those guys. I know they were running their butts off.
That's a fast response. But
a teacher
a lot
that is
can
there
happen in 14
exactly.
minutes. If there was a teacher on, could have diffused the situation
entirely
in
possible.
minutes.
It could have been solved a lot faster.
Yes.
And in that case, the faster you can solve it, the more lives you can save.
Well, we appreciate everything you do.
Hey,
not just with Excess Sights, but what you do as your own time, as a volunteer to train people.
I enjoy doing that. It's a cause I believe in very, very deeply, and if I can help them be able to protect their students, I am happy to do so.
Thank you again.
Chris, thank you. Always good to see you, sir.
You too.